Greatest ever done it. You can learn from it. Dope game ran it. Rap game run it. Street cred hunted. Nerd turned D-boy, not in genetic makeup. Baby, I'm a G-boy. Hashtag street boy. Wrong one to fuck with. Cross me at your own risk. Play to get back. You can trust this. I am far from average. To me, it ain't no such thing. Me against the world, so fuck it, I let my nuts hang. I've been known to bust bang. Kill if the need be. I don't need an army when the smoke clears, he sees me. Rhyming at his finest. Unlike those vaginas that claim that they the real deal, knowing I'm the highest. Top of the command chain. I am what the streets made. I am what the hood built. You are just a weak lame. Homicidal maniac with suicidal tendencies. You're more like a punk band. I'm more like a pedigree of nigga you ain't seen yet. So y'all cannot describe me. I'm a freak of nature. Don't shit here surprise me. Money over everything except the nigga's manhood. I am not a prostitute. You don't understand hood. Fuck a nigga getting his unless he about to give me mine. Otherwise he prime beat. Shocking when I up the 9 and hit it with it 7 times. Fuck you thought I'm civilized? Welcome to the jungle, fool. It's only right I punish you. Nigga with an attitude. Feel like MC Ren felt. Quiet on the set, you funky bitch, you get your friends slipped. I give your game a black eye. Blame it on the black guy. I be on some nigga shit, I'm niggerish, so that's why. Guess what my religion is? This is what the business is. Exposure for you garbage ass rappers. You can witness this. Came to bang your game up. Pussies think they came up. Oh, you got a drop head? So now you think you famous? I hear it's dangerous and we don't know your name, cuz we don't even give a fuck. Rappers get it fucked up. Security say you nah, this they side job. They don't want no conflict, they don't want no problems, nah.
Salute, 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 and welcome. Welcome back over to the Black Ocean. Now swimming in deep in with your host, the one and only Great Black Shark. And yes, family, yes, I was going to go with a different broadcast today, but I felt that so many people were asking me to speak on this that I need to go ahead and change the broadcast to this subject matter here because it's a very important one. As you all know by now, okay, the sister Carlishia Hood and her 14-year-old son, all the charges have been dropped against them. They are free. Justice was served. But family, I'm going to tell you something. We're going to have to review a couple of things here regarding that situation because we got some issues and problems to deal with. See, we expect certain things from the white media, the mainstream media. We expect that, okay? We already know what the white supremacists is going to do. But boy, these sambozo pets of white supremacy, boy, they join right in, tap dancing. Oh, we're going to cover all the bases over here tonight. And we're going to give a thorough education and an examination on what occurred, okay? What to do in future situations. You know, I'm a big person over here that preaches and teaches to you all to be prepared to defend yourselves, okay? Second Amendment practitioner and secondary deterrence on top of that, okay? So we're going to be getting into a lot of subject matter here tonight and examining several different things. But before we get into all of that, let me go ahead and state something right now. Oh yeah, I got this picture on the screen. I damn sure got it on there because he went in for a burger and he came out with some damn wings. Yes, you did. You came out with the combo that you wasn't expecting. Oh, yes. And it was well deserved. Oh, yes, it was. Because, see, this joker here, his name was Jeremy Brown. Okay. Now, I know a lot of people are probably saying, well, his family miss him and they mourn him. Yeah, they do. But see, this is why you need to think about that before you go and commit the act that he committed. Because, see, I want you to take a good look at him, right? Well, take a good look at this picture of him right here. He's not the only Jeremy Brown out there. Today, you have a lot of these dudes like him that think that just because you don't get your way or just because you have words with somebody, particularly women, you're supposed to put your hands on them, okay? And from what I've been hearing about his history, that was the first time he did it. It's usually not. See, let me tell you something about life, okay? This is going to piss a lot of people off, but it is what it is. You know, there's a channel of truth over here. I don't care who I offend as long as I'm speaking the truth. One thing about life, if you roll the dice long enough, if you run out here in anything that you're doing, especially when you're doing something that's untoward or egregious behavior, you may get away with it once, you get away with it twice, might get away with it 3 times, you might get away with it 10 times. But keep on living, like the elders used to tell me, keep on living, and sooner or later, your number is going to come up. Oh, yes, your number is going to come up sooner or later, and his came up. See, I'm going to give you an example of what I mean here before we get into all of what we got to cover here tonight. A similar situation would be, you have a lot of people claiming that they love an individual that's out here doing all kinds of crazy stuff. Compare it to when you got like these white supremacists that are messing with black folks and they got friends and family around them. Everybody will sit there and watch them show their ass until they start getting their ass whooped. And then they want to jump in and save them and say something. And then they come straight after the person that they started something with. Now you should have got your people if you really care that much about them. This situation here, you're going to examine it. Instead of the person that was with him when they saw him getting out of line, they should have tried to step in between and, you know, calm him down or whatever. Be like, hey, man, it ain't worth it. Let's let it go. Whatever the case may be. They didn't do that. Oh, we're going to get to that here tonight. And we're going to also examine the sorry Negroes that was present. Now, I understand that when it comes to dealing with certain situations on a case-by-case basis, you have to be very discerning in what you intervene in. But a situation like that, I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now, you're not going to put your hands on no black woman, black child, or black elderly person, no matter their gender, or a handicapped person in front of me like that for no reason. Nah, I'm not gonna let you do that. So I'm just letting you know, yeah, Jeremy, you got what you were looking for. Oh yeah, we gonna cover everything from pillar to post over here tonight. But before we do that, let me go ahead and scroll up and greet everyone that I see joining us. I see Erica Bailey, welcome sister. Patricia Jenkins in the house. I see Opal Ivy, Patricia Slade, David Boyd, what's going on, brother? I see T-Step, Maxwell Jenkins, Nightfall Drop in the building. Okay, I see Hamam Mawakil. Hey, forgive me if I mispronounced that. Good brother or sister. I don't know which one. Oh, I see my lieutenant in here. Welcome, Sister Tan Chan. Glad you joined us. Goddess Navy. Okay, D Foster in the building. Let's see. T-Step, I see you. Welcome to you all and everybody. Started the Spirit of the Most High. Just saw you tapping in. Welcome to you and everybody that will be joining us over here tonight. Because, see, family, let me tell you another thing about this. The reason why I had to go ahead and speak on this. In these spaces, you got a lot of these buck dancing sambos that's been sitting up here trying to talk out both sides of their mouth about the situation. Because some of them know you can't outright just condone what he did to that sister. And then they'll try to play this other role where like, well, see, she had told him to go do this. Talking about her son, right? Put him on to it. These black women, this, that. Look, I'm going to call you punks out for what you are. You're not going to fool me. And I ain't even really got to mention your names. Y'all done seen the people that's been doing it. And we know what sectors they're coming from. But what it is with those types of individuals, those guys, two things. One, you had a mother that mistreated you. And now you want to take that out on all black women in particular. Okay, that notice that you don't do it on all women, just black women in particular that look like you. Okay. Or number two, you didn't give a damn about women to start with, and you think that everybody else is supposed to join you in your logic. See, let me tell y'all something, man. This situation right here, I ought to prove to them that yes, everybody out here got somebody that loved them. Everybody got something out here they willing to kill, die, and go to prison for. When you assault somebody's mother, I'm gonna tell you right now, man, because look, he would have got worse if it would have been me. Because I was very well trained by the age of 14. Look, man, I'm glad that it only went that far because it was 100% self-defense. But see, we're gonna cover the reason why a lot of these different people had such an issue with that. You got to be one pathetic sack of shit to hate black women so goddamn bad that you're willing to sit up here and try to find excuses about what happened. See, let's flip this thing around. Let's flip it around. What would you be saying if the situation was reversed, okay, and then he was beating on a white woman and her son or whatever came in there and popped him then? What would you be saying then? What would you be saying then? I'm going to tell you what you would have been saying. You would have been saying, oh, he got what he deserved. Because see, some of you bootlicking, buck dancing sambos, you are a disgrace to the black skin that you in. We would be better off in our communities without you. Good for nothing, cowardly, spineless. You won't stand up and protect a damn thing in your community. Okay? And then the reason why you're looking bad out here, see, I'm gonna throw something else in. A lot of people haven't spoken about this. The reason why you're looking bad out here, that 14-year-old child got more balls than most of you motherfuckers. That's 3 times his age. Yeah, I said it. Let me tell you something right now. Because you didn't have a good mother in your life, that don't count for those of us that did. A good mother is the gateway, the physical gateway that God chose to bring you into this world. Okay, that's part of it, because your father was the seed that gave you life. You came into the world through your mother. Some of us revere our mothers because they're worthy of revering. We can't help it if you didn't have that experience coming up. That's not our problem. Everybody isn't going to go down your path of hating women so goddamn much that you don't have sense enough to judge what you see as self-defense and let that be the end of it, and then your punk asses went and ran with the narrative the white media spoke on. See, I'm gonna show you something over here, family. I'm the right one to speak on this because with my background, I'm gonna break something down that you probably hadn't heard nobody else say, debunking that whole lie that they was telling. Oh, we finna get into that. We gonna get into that. So I'm just letting you know where I'm coming from tonight with this, cause see, this crap right here, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm glad that we see a lot of those individuals in certain spaces coming out talking to what they're talking, because we at a critical hour in our history now. We need everybody to put their cards on the table, not just the white supremacists. We need the cowards and the coons over here in our society to put their cards on the table as well. Stand up, say it with your chest. Let us know who the worthless cowards are and who the potential threats are in our community. Because see, I'm gonna tell you something else before we get started. One of the reasons why a lot of them guys are so angry about that, I want you to pay attention to this. One of the reasons they're so angry about it is those same motherfuckers that's all that yelling and crying and got a problem with what that boy did to protect his mother. Them motherfuckers like to put their hands on women too. Oh yeah, I'm going there with it. Because why else would you have a problem with that? I don't give a damn what somebody said to you. If they're not threatening your life with a weapon or anything like that, you got the option on either end of the equation, just walk away. Oh, we're gonna get to the part too by everybody. Well, she shouldn't have said nothing. She should have. Oh, I got something for that too. So with that said, we're gonna get into some bare basics about this, just in case anybody that's coming over here hadn't heard of this yet. We're gonna lay out some facts. We're gonna get started debunking all of the falsehoods that went along with this story here, because see, family, I'm glad they came out. I like to deal with things from a point of totality. And the only way that you can fix certain problems, you got to know where the problems are. See, I don't want nobody hiding and pretending like you are us. Come on out and show us that you really for them folks over there. Yeah, okay. So that's what we're going to go with it tonight. So we're going to go ahead and get started and prepare to learn something over here tonight, because I guarantee you the way I'm finna break this down, few people probably covered it this way. One more thing, too. I almost forgot about this. I'm glad I put this in here. The other narrative that they're going with, they're trying to compare this to the Travis Rudolph situation with this piece of shit right here, Dominique Jones. They're basically trying to say with the narrative that the mother egged her son on to go kill the guy and get the gun that was assaulting her. Oh, we're going to deal with all that. But see, I'm going to tell you one thing that they did get right. It does have a similarity to the Travis Rudolph case, but just not what they're talking about, okay? Not what they're talking about by a long shot. I'm going to get into it, but I just wanted to put that up there. I almost forgot about that. I'm glad that I had this in here because I've heard that narrative floating around as well. See, some of our people are so far gone with this goddamn cooning, they done lost their minds. They've gone crazy. Absolutely insane, to the point where anything that harms a black person, they want to justify and make an excuse for it. And see, other thing about that cowardly behavior, they keep thinking if they tap dance hard enough that, you know, the dumbest society is going to save a little pet cage for them and be like, okay, when we start going in on your people, we'll put you over here in a pet cage. We won't bother you. Now you're going to be the first to go, coward. Case in point, don't believe me? Think what I'm saying is subjective? Oh, no, it's not. History, as Dr. John Henry Clark said, all history is a current event. Go back and look in Nazi Germany, when some of the Jewish community turned on their own people and thought that they was going to help put some people in the oven and then save them. After they finished with them targets that they brought them, guess who went in there next? The turncoat. Because nobody can trust the damn turncoat. See, we got a lot to clean up in our community, family. We do. So I just wanted to point that part out early on here, and I'm going to get into breaking down the similarity to the Travis Rudolph thing. It's not what they're saying. I'm going to point it out, though. So let's go ahead and get started.
We have a breaking news update tonight on a story we first broke this afternoon. Murder charges dropped against a Chicago mother and her teenage son. We expect to hear from her tomorrow.
Both were locked up and charged, but it all changed after a new video surfaced in the case. Political investigator Dana Kosloff following new developments tonight in the control room. Dana.
Eric and Joe, the two videos of this one incident tell two very different stories, but the video cited by investigators has some big gaps that raise some big questions. This is security video from inside this West Pullman restaurant released by investigators. Evidence, they said, backing first-degree murder charges against this woman, Carlishia Hood, and her 14-year-old son, who's seen firing the gun that killed Jeremy Brown. A judge set bond at $3 million. But then this cell phone video of the same incident surfaced on social media.
If you say one more thing, I'm gonna knock you out.
It shows Brown, the man in the t-shirt, threatening and punching Hood in the head, attacking her into a corner before her son fires that shot.
I don't know where the mistake is. I think there's multiple mistakes.
Multiple mistakes by Cook County prosecutors, says CBS 2 legal analyst Irv Miller.
You saw this woman getting hit multiple times.
Adding those murder charges should never have been filed.
Illinois law allows you to defend yourself if you're being attacked, but it also mandates that you see somebody else being attacked. You have the right to use deadly force in a situation like this to defend that other person. And that video is exactly what the statute is referring to.
This morning, Cook County State's Attorney Kim Fox dropped the charges and Hood walked out of jail after almost 5 days. Her son, who we are not identifying, also freed from the county's juvenile detention center. The state's attorney says emerging evidence means they can no longer meet their burden of proof. But the angle of the security camera inside the restaurant would have caught the beating. So why didn't investigators release that portion of the video? In court documents, the assistant state's attorney even says Brown punched Hood in the head 3 times, but never brings up self-defense. Prosecutors also stated Hood's son fired additional shots at Brown, but the security video they released never shows that.
I think the state's attorney owes a little bit more to the family and to the public as to what happened in this case, why it went this far. It should not have got this far.
I emailed a Cook County State's Attorney spokesperson asking some specific questions about this case, about why charges were ever filed in the first place. Questions like, did prosecutors ever see video of the beating? I did not get a response, and the family is expected to file a lawsuit tomorrow. In the control room, Dana Kozlov, CBS 2 News. Joe.
Dana, thank you.
I just wanted to.
Okay, family. So you heard that, right? You heard that. So I'm going to take this back because, see, I want to show you something, right? I want to show you something. Oh, yeah. I want to show you something that I have a problem with. I'm going to rewind this, and then I'm going to talk about it, and then I'm going to get started debunking a lot of the stupidity and the lies that the white supremacists, because we expect them to do that, okay, the white supremacist prosecutors tried to tell about what actually happened. But I'm going to take it back. I'm going to show you one of the major problems that I have with this situation. So let's run this back one more time.
Media.
If you say one more thing, I'm gonna knock you out.
It shows Brown, the man in the t-shirt, threatening and punching Hood in the head, attacking her into a corner before her son.
Right here. Right here. Let me tell you why I got a problem with this clown right here, okay? This old bastard. You sit here and you saw this woman being attacked, okay? Now, I'm pretty sure with some other men around, okay? Because this happened in Chicago, Illinois, okay? First thing you couldn't wait to do with that goddamn black and mild or whatever in your mouth was tear and tail and run like a little bitch. See, one thing about being from the South down here in Georgia where I'm from, you can't get that off down here. Let me tell you something right now, man. Go ahead and try it down here. See, I get it. Other areas of the country, when you start getting up to the Midwest, up north, saying, I ain't gonna really say out the West Coast because some of them won't really let you get away with that neither. But definitely down here, man, see, I'm gonna explain to you why you can't get that off. One thing about being down south is mostly everybody know everybody's family. Even if you're in a major city, okay? A lot of people know each other's family. Foundational Black Americans, okay? Let me make sure I make that clear. All right? This right here, even an older man like him, people will look down on you for that. Like, hey, nigga, that's some bitch-made shit you just did, man. You just gonna leave like that? Now, I'm not saying he had to go and try to fight the man. Damn, but you could have intervened. What's going on? Or, hey, man, calm down. Something. You could have said something. You see he's not armed. Oh, but he couldn't wait to take off. See, that shit right there is a disgrace. I don't want to be around no black man that want to turn tail and run the minute that you see something going on. Because, see, let me tell you why I'm saying that. A lot of y'all be like, man, you tripping, man. Nah, I'm going to tell you why I'm not tripping. If you're going to be one of the men that claim that you want the women's respect and you want to be respected in your community, this ain't what you do when you see something going down. You supposed to intervene, man, some type of way. Like I said, man, I ain't saying he was supposed to try to go toe-to-toe with him, but damn, do something. Even if you ain't say something like, hey, young man, brother, it ain't worth all that. Calm down, man. You know what I'm saying? Nah, let me get up out of here. See, these cowards like him, yeah, I'm going in on them. These cowards like him, these the same bastards, man, when our ancestors was on the plantations, we were trying to get off, wasn't good for nothing. We're two dead damn flies put together. I can't stand cowardly Negroes like this. I don't call them brothers. You know brother of mine, okay? Again, I'm not saying you're supposed to be Superman or Batman and jump into every situation without using discernment, but damn, something right in front of your face. You didn't even try to open your mouth and say nothing. Let me get on and go. See these buck dancing sambos, I guarantee you, punk ass probably vote Democrat too. Yeah, I'm putting them in there. I'm putting them in there. Because see, people like that, man, all they worrying about is themselves. Only person you worry about is you. Now, yes, to a certain degree, that's a good thing to mind your own business. But a situation like that, man, just turn around and see. One thing I respect about the older men down here in the South that I grew up with, they didn't play that shit, bro. They didn't play that. They still don't play that. They still don't. They don't care whether it's their grandkids or people in the community they know. They ain't gonna just let you do any and everything. I'm gonna tell you something else about being down here in the South. Most brothers down here his age, oh, they got that thing on them, boy. You, man, listen here. Don't you do it. The worst thing in the world down here is to go and try to mess with one of these older folks down here. They like, all right, boy, I got something for you. He ain't gonna argue with you too long. Don't worry. The problem will get solved. But see this coward right here, he ain't cut from my cloth. That's not normal down here. We don't let you get away with that. We don't let you get away with that at all, okay? So that's the first problem that I had. So now I'm gonna finish playing this. We're gonna get started debunking some of these lies. Because I hadn't heard nobody say what I'm about to say, and it's gonna be common sense. You know how I do it over here, I make it plain, so I'm gonna let it continue.
Fires that shot.
I don't know where the mistake is. I think there's multiple mistakes.
Multiple mistakes by Cook County prosecutors, says CBS 2 legal analyst Irv Miller.
You saw this woman getting hit multiple times.
Adding those murder charges should never have been filed.
Illinois law allows you to defend yourself if you're being attacked, but it also mandates that you see somebody else being attacked, you have the right to use deadly force in a situation like this to defend that other person. And that video is exactly what the statute is referring to.
So now I'm gonna go ahead and give y'all the similarity to the Travis Rudolph situation there, okay? And I'm glad that brother, was found not guilty. It's not what they're saying in those spaces where they're trying to actually justify this shit. Because, see, they know it's too much of a punk bitch's statement to come out and just say, yeah, man, he should have beat up. They don't want to say that, but that's what they're thinking. Here's the similarities. Family, did you notice with the Travis Rudolph situation and this one and several others, they're quick to charge black people with first-degree murder. Quick to do it in a self-defense situation, but yet we can see Derek Chauvin kneel on a black man's neck for damn near 8 minutes and kill him, and you can't hit him with first-degree murder though, huh? This old bastard, and I saw the cooning that the family been doing. Like I said, the young brother Ralph Yard should not have been shot, but we kind of expecting some cooning to go on. But that old bastard, Andrew Lester, you shoot through the door and hit that little 16-year-old boy, you didn't hit him with first-degree murder? The piece of shit that killed a GK Owens down there, shoot through her door, didn't hit her with first-degree murder? Manslaughter, huh? But a black person? Oh, first-degree murder. Oh, it couldn't have been self-defense. Oh, it's instantly first-degree murder. Y'all notice that? That's the similarity between the Travis Rudolph case, you ignorant bastards that's over there running with that stupid narrative. Oh, I'm going to make your feelings hurt over here today. To see this spirit of cowardice that we got going on in our community, this ain't what black men in America represent. No, not my brothers. No, you can't call yourself a brother of mine and that's how you get down. I don't want you standing next to me because there's coming times in this country where we're going to need men that actually have backbones and spine to actually stand up and protect our communities, okay? You ain't going to be one of them. You ain't going to be one of them. So I just want to go ahead and point that part out. I'm going to let the rest of this play and I'm finna debunk this whole lie that the prosecution went with because I want y'all to hear it one more time before I deconstruct this.
Morning, Cook County State's Attorney Kim Foxx dropped the charges and Hood walked out of jail after almost 5 days. Her son, who we are not identifying, also freed from the county's juvenile detention center. The state's attorney says emerging evidence means they can no longer meet their burden of proof. But the angle of the security camera inside the restaurant would have caught the beating. So why didn't investigators release that portion of the video? In court documents, the assistant state's attorney even says Brown punched Hood in the head 3 times, but never brings up self-defense. Prosecutors also stated Hood's son fired additional shots at Brown, but the security video they released never shows that.
Okay, so now I brought it to that part for a reason. You heard the prosecutor say that there were additional shots, right? And they say that the camera didn't show that. Family, many of you already know me. I'm a combat veteran, okay? Let me tell you why everybody that heard that should have used common sense and knew that was a bold-faced lie. If he fired additional shots, when the crime scene investigators came, why didn't they find the shell casings? Yeah, all you fucking incels that's went along with that goddamn lie. Where was the shell casing if he just chased them down? Okay, you didn't have that on camera because the shit didn't happen. But there are shell casings when you fire multiple shots at somebody. Why they didn't find a whole bunch of them? But see, you buck dancing bastards, you went right along with that bullshit when all it would have took you is use a little bit of common sense. See, I ain't heard nobody make that point right there. You see what I'm saying? Where they at? Let's go with this now. Let's just say he did shoot him multiple times and somehow he just ducked out the camera angle and wasn't the camera there. Why you didn't have no witnesses saying, yeah, they were picking up the shell casing to try to cover their tracks? You see what I'm saying? Oh, I'm not done debunking this stupidity that I heard here, okay? Because I sat back and I saw multiple people. I ain't even gonna call their names because them niggas' names ain't worth mentioning. That's embarrassing to our community. Anytime there's a shooting anywhere and the investigators show up, they collect the shell casings, they tape off the area and everything and do their investigation. That would have been found, okay? Some of this bullshit right here, and see, they tried it with that, because see, this is why propaganda is so deadly to black people and why we still got a long way to go. They were going to try to get that off for one reason, because everybody knows the white supremacists always talking about Chicago, 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 and that's nowhere near the most violent city in America. You will have to start looking at Memphis before you can even get close to that. Okay, I've already covered that on this channel in previous broadcasts. But see, when that propaganda, Chicago, 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 you just keep hearing that over and over and over. They tried to stick that on them, but they did not expect the grassroots in the community to come to this sister's defense and say, no, whatever you going to do to them, you going to do justice. See, I want all of you that's gathered over here and listen to this live recording. You got to understand, you have more power than you think. We are all we have for real. When shit like this happen, you got to be on it and say, listen, whatever you do, you're going to produce justice. You're not going to have a standard of justice for the white people and a standard of justice for the black people. We're going to make you produce justice, okay? So I just wanted to get that first part out the way about why it was some bullshit regarding all these multiple shots and he was chasing them everywhere. No eyewitnesses came forward and said that. Nobody. Even if you didn't have a camera, somebody would have said it. Somebody would have said, yeah, they were picking up the shell case. You see what I'm saying? See, I like to teach my people over here how to use common sense and how to think. Think. It ain't illegal yet, okay? It ain't illegal yet. They're working on it, but it's still not illegal yet, all right? So that's not the only thing we're going to deal with, because I'm going to let one of her family members speak on some things, and then after that, we're going to continue debunking this foolishness. See, this broadcast over here is going to point out some stuff that I ain't heard nobody mentioning yet.
I think the state's attorney owes a little bit more to the family and to the public as to what happened in this case, why it went this far. It should not have got this far.
I emailed a Cook County State's Attorney spokesperson asking some specific questions about this case, about why charges were ever filed in the first place. Questions like, did prosecutors ever see video of the beating? I did not get a response, and the family is expected to file a lawsuit tomorrow. In the control room, Dana Kozlov, CBS 2 News. Joe.
Dana, thank you.
I just wanted to make a quick and brief video regarding my sister and my nephew. Just want to confirm that this is the only active page for immediate family right now. We are continuously working to get them justice and get them out and get them home where they belong. We won't be harassed, bullied, or any of that. We're not going to have any of that. So we just thank you for the encouragement, the love, the support. And if anybody has any pictures, videos, anything that can just help, I will greatly appreciate it. You can inbox me. We have a
So now this is Carlishia Hood's sister right here, okay, who you hear speaking. Pausing it right here because I want to emphasize something that I just spoke on not too long ago. You, the average black person in this chat room, listen to this on the playback. When something happens to one of us, if we have footage of something, we have to make sure we have that on standby at the ready to clear our people's name and help produce justice, okay? Even though there's cameras everywhere, you never know when what you catch might be able to be the difference maker, like in this situation right here, okay? Because we're going to analyze that footage in further detail because I got some more things I got to debunk that these idiots were saying. But see, this sister right here, she made this video, of course, you know, in the early stages of when all the things were transpiring. But what she's saying, that is super important, okay? We got to protect each other out here. Because if nobody would have came forward with that video, oh, man, they would have hit that sister and her son, first-degree murder. They would have ran with it. See, nobody's going to protect us. And see, you buck dancing sambos is going along with that. Because you got such hatred for any black woman due to whatever situation you had with your mama coming up or any women that you dealt with, been married to. You want to project all that on all sisters, okay, to the point that your stupid ass don't understand that when you start co-signing injustice towards other black people, your stupid ass is next. You are next. They're not going to save you for last. You ain't going to be able to duck down up under a chair and crawl under some corner somewhere and they leave you alone. You are black too. It applies to you too, okay? So I just want to make that point. I'm going to let the sister continue speaking here.
Twitter, Instagram, we're just trying to get as much media attention because the media does something where people run with one story and then they don't know the truth to both sides. My sister was attacked. She never ordered him to do anything. She never texted anything. Nothing of anything. Just because you see a black boy shooting a gun, that don't mean he's a thug or a vigilante or whatever.
Absolutely correct. Because see, from what I understand, that young boy is a straight A student, okay? Straight A student. He wasn't running around out here gangbanging and doing that other stuff, okay? And see, that's another thing. They didn't have nothing on him so they could try to pin that on him because trust me, if he had been like that, you would be hearing that all over the news. Oh, yeah, they would have put all that, oh, he's been in trouble with the law several times. That little boy ain't got none of that going on. The gun was a legally owned, registered firearm in his mother's name. But you had some of these buck dancing sambos out here talking about the otherwise, talking about, oh, that was an illegal gun. See, some of these coons, again, I'm not angry at them. I'm glad they're coming out. I want more of your punk asses to come out and let us know who you are. So when you remember everybody that you seen going with that narrative too, some of them got channels 4-5 times the size of mine, okay? I want you to remember them people, man. See, we're in a very, very fortuitous time. Everybody's putting their cards on the table, okay? This is what I like. Like I said, when the white supremacists come to them, I want them to do it. When it comes to the buck dancing sambos and traders on our side, I want them to do the same thing. We need to know where everybody stands. Let's let the sister continue.
Whatever you may have or call it. But we just want to thank everybody for the prayers. We are staying encouraged. We're staying strong. And I'm going to fight for them. I'm going to fight for them the whole way. So I thank everybody again. You can find us on social media at Hood Family Justice. That is the only page right now that is active. We don't have any other pages. Don't go to any pages like any singular GoFundMes or anything. Again, that's Hood Family Justice. And I thank everybody for the love and support. And we just pray for us that we get through this. Thank you so much. Hello.
Get in the car.
Okay, so now you heard from my sister there, all right? So now, as much as I hate to show this, I'm going to the raw footage here without news commentary over it. No, it's disturbing to watch, but we got to debunk some things, okay? Because see, the other lie that everybody was going with, oh, she texted her son and said for him to bring the gun in. And then she told him to go and get the gun. Okay. We about to see if any of that occurred. See, one of the things I want y'all to be aware of over here, I know my audience is, okay? But I'm speaking particularly to young people today. Understand that a lot of our people in America, because of being in close proximity to these white supremacists, they've adopted their ways, family. And one of the main tools in the white supremacist toolbox is telling lies. Tell a lie over and over again, long enough and loud enough, and hope that it becomes the truth. Even to the point that what you clearly see does not match that. I'm going to play this. I know it's disturbing, but somebody got to speak up and call this out, okay? So I'm going to show y'all something. This is the assault of this coward right here. And I'm going to play it, and then we're going to point some things out.
Nay. Get your food. Get your food. If you say one more thing, I'm going to knock you out. Oh, my grandma, say one more thing, I'm going to knock you out.
Talking about what?
Say one more thing, I'm going to knock you out. Get your food. Who? Get in the car.
Now, playing it again. You heard the sister say, get in the car. She looked towards her son who was standing in the doorway and pointed, telling him to get in the car. At no point, and if it's out there, I haven't seen it. At no point did she say, go bring the gun. She didn't tell him to do nothing. Now, I'm gonna finish playing this again. I want anybody in this chat room to look at this sister's posture. Does anybody see her doing anything like texting? How was she gonna have time to do that? See these self-hating Negroes, man, that's going with that bullshit narrative. When did she text him? Because if she was going to text him, it would definitely have to been before the situation occurred. Where did she have the time to do that at while she was being assaulted? Common sense ain't common no more, but I'm going to let this play, and then I'm going to point something else out.
Nay. Get your food. Get your food. If you say one more thing, I'm going to knock you out. Oh, my grandma, say one more thing, I'm going to knock you out.
Talking about what?
Say one more thing, I'm going to knock you out. Get your food. Who? Get in the car. Nay. Get your food. Get your food. If you say one more thing, I'm going to knock you out. Oh, my grandma, say one more thing, I'm going to knock you out.
Talking about what?
Say one more thing, I'm going to knock you out.
Now, this low-life piece of shit, before he assaulted that sister, said, oh, my grandma, if you say one more thing, I'm going to knock you out. Then the piece of shit that he was dating, I guess, girlfriend, whatever, he just told you, okay, bitch, that's another woman and you co-signing him to go and abuse that sister? See, what that lets you know is, I'm finna show you something, family. He probably whooped on her ass too, or did when he was living. I guarantee you got a long history putting his hands on women. So sadly, you have some women out there that think that that's normal behavior. You see where I'm going with this? Now, nobody in this chat room saw that sister pull out no damn phone. Where on earth would she have had time to text? She told the boy to go get back in the car. Then if you listen to the exchange, she wasn't in that punk face. She wasn't threatening to do nothing to him. Whatever the situation was, you in a place of service to get service, you could have made whatever comment you were going to make, left it alone. That sister got every right to say what she want to say because she's not your wife. Nobody related to you, okay? You're not dating her. You can't tell somebody what not to say. See, but a little bitch-made punk like him, they think that if they can do that where they live, everybody's afraid of them, or their family let them get away with certain types of behavior, they think they can take that into the real world. Problem. When you take that out into the real world, you got real world consequences waiting on you. Oh, yeah. That's what you got. You got exactly what you were looking for. Oh, yeah. And see, this is what we're going to do. We're going to play something right here from a certified firearms instructor, okay? That's one of the hats that I wear also, okay? We're going to play something here, and I want you sisters in particular to listen to what this brother is about to say, because he's making perfect sense, and we have to get ahead of these types of situations and give our people responsible, common sense information on how to deal with these things, okay? A lot of people I didn't hear making the points that this brother's about to make. So I'm going to let this play, and I want everybody to pay attention to this.
If your son wasn't supposed to have access to the gun, but he had access to the gun and y'all went to training together and y'all continuously get training, could you see this being a tactic? Him come into the other door while mama's engaged in that. Hey, mama, let's go. Hey, not today, sir. Not today.
I think that would have been
back up. Back up. Mama, let's go. Let me ask you this question. How many black mothers would submit to the authority of their sons to save their life?
If I was trained, and as you told me, I probably would submit. But as now I'm not that trained, I wouldn't. I'd be like, I'm the mama.
Okay, can we, how is that likely? You see what I'm saying? So here we go. No disrespect, but let's talk objective facts where it is. Since in our community, black women are seen to be the heads of most of the households. Can you submit to the authority of your trained son who's telling you, or even untrained, but I'll say trained because I got a lot of little kids that follow me on social media. So if a lot of little kids follow me on social media and they see me teaching this as an option, hey, sir, not today. Mama, let's go. Gee, run. How many black mamas would have sat there? Boy, you don't put that goddamn gun down there. Let's fuck. I didn't teach. Now you getting in the way of your son trying to help you.
That's true, though. That is so damn true. You ain't lying. You not lying, though.
You see what I'm saying? Here we go. Her son came to that door to help her. And she told him, go get in the car. So I know, without him even showing the gun, if she wouldn't let him even stand in the door, if he would have did this, mama, let's go. She'd have been trying to talk to him and discipline him instead of submitting to the will of her son to save her ass.
Yeah. And then, like you said, you made a crucial point. He told her, lady, shut the fuck up talking to me. She went on.
So I'm going to pause it right here. You heard the advice that this brother gave, okay? This instructor Mike here, firearms instructor. Very sound, very common sense advice, because see, that's exactly how you handle that. When you have a firearm, you saw the positioning that he had, okay? He had that position ready, but not quite pointed at the target yet, okay? Pretty much in a safety position, all right? But he's giving commands. Hey, mom, let's go. Hey, our sister, whoever, let's ride, all right? And you letting them know that, hey, man, now I'm warning you, if you do anything else next and become a threat, I'm going to handle business, okay? That's the professional way to do that, all right? So now the young brother didn't have that kind of training because, as you saw in a lot of the footage that's been out there, he was struggling to really get that out, okay? He was nervous. That brother didn't want to hurt nobody, but that's his mother, okay? Anybody that loved their mother or any family member would have did the same. Children, whatever the case may be. So now let's deal with the statement that the sister was making here about her going back and forth with the guy. Okay. I've said it many times on this channel. I don't encourage women to be going back and forth with men, especially in no heated arguments. That's very dangerous for reasons like we just saw here, okay? Fortunately for this sister, her son was there to save her because, look, didn't look like nobody was going to help her. As a man, our hands, men's hands are 17 times stronger than women's. We have the ability to physically kill you with our bare hands, okay? That's the difference between most men and women. Women can kill us with their bare hands, but they need certain types of training. And then because of your less dense bone structure, your blows are not going to hit the same as ours, okay? Very few women, even those that are big and burly, can hit like a man can that's not even nowhere close to their size, okay? So now, he could have killed that sister because, see, one of the things that any boxing trainer or martial arts instructor would tell you, and I also wear that hat, any blow to the head is potentially fatal. You understand me? There's too many soft targets and pressure points, your temples, under your chin, sides of your neck, okay? Straight in front of your nose. These things, your orbital sockets, these things can kill you. They can cause such types of hemorrhaging to the point that even if you don't die immediately, the blunt force trauma from head blows, that could take you up out of here. You understand me? So that was a life or death situation. His mother could have died if nobody stepped in there to save her. You see what I'm saying? So now back to the issue about going back and forth with men. I get it. Our sisters are passionate. Our sisters are no punks. But you must keep in mind physics. So the sister, again, I can't even really call it an argument because she wasn't threatening him or raising her voice. I just wish the sister would have just, turned, got her food, or just left, okay? That would have been the better thing to do. But that still doesn't excuse what he did to her because you don't have the right to tell nobody not to talk. You don't. So I want to make that part clear. Because, see, I've heard that narrative going on. A lot of people are saying that, okay, yeah, she shouldn't have said this. She shouldn't have said that. You would be justified if she was running up in his face, pointing and making threats and all that. That's just the one doing that. Because, see, a lot of our sisters, no matter what these goofy incel niggas say, a lot of them expect better behavior from us than that. And I'm not talking about the ratchet women that's out here misbehaving. That sister didn't look like she was no problem to nobody. She was in there to get service just like everybody else. She didn't expect that man to go and do that to her. Now, when he started making them threats, that should have been the time for the sister to say, okay, this dude clearly on something. He out his mind. Let me just go ahead and get out of the way. I wish it would have went that way, but it didn't. So we dealing with what happened. And what happened was her son had to practice his Second Amendment rights and protect his mother's life. Because, see, let me tell you another situation where they won't charge your child at all if they have to do the same thing. Everybody should know this one. If you in the comfort of your own home, somebody break in, one of your children, 14 or whatever, and it don't really matter the age, one of them get the firearm and defend that household and they happen to kill whoever broke in there, they're not finna file no charges on them. That's well within the rights of the council doctrine, which does not matter what the age of a person is. Now, this scenario, it was, of course, outside the home, okay? It was outside the home, but as you heard the earlier news report, that was 100% self-defense. No charges should have been filed against that sister and her son at all. Let's see, I guarantee you, let's go here with it. Oh, we finna flip it. What if this would have been a situation? Again, like I said, little white boy, his mama being jumped on by him, okay? They wouldn't have charged either one of them with nothing. You know they wouldn't. Look at how I know that. Andrew Lester and that piece of shit, I can't remember her name, the white supremacist bitch down there in Florida that killed G.K. Owens. If they hate to charge them with correct charges, you really think they would have gave a white person in a clear self-defense situation any kind of charges? Nope. Wouldn't have happened at all. You see what I'm saying? So for you sambos out there, see, you ain't talking about that part. We see it. Me and other brothers, we see you for what you are. I'm glad you're speaking up because we don't want you nowhere near women in our community. I hope you get as far away from our people as you can. For those that were trying to justify that without coming out their mouth and just asking, because this is what some of them are doing. Some of them are saying the dude was wrong, but then they keep trying to find ways to criticize the fact that the young man protected his mother and they both walked away with their lives. They're not fooling me. They're not fooling me at all. So I just wanted to play this part here from this brother because it's very important right here. And I want y'all to remember that advice. In fact, I'm going to let it be up to y'all because I want to get on to some further things. But do y'all want to hear that advice again for those of you that probably just joined us? Because I'll take it back and let you listen to it again. Because see, that's what this channel over here is. This is a classroom. I like to give my people valuable information. So if you want me to play that part back where the brother was telling you what would be the most responsible way to deal with that scenario, let me know. Give me a thumbs up in the chat and I will run it back, or we can go on further here because I got some more things to break down with this. I'll wait a second and see what y'all say. Looking in the chat and go over here. Make sure I got this pulled up. Let me know. Y'all want me to run it back? Okay, I'm seeing one set of thumbs up, 2. Okay. And over here, I see Maxwell Jenkins, T-Step. Okay. See one more brother, thumbs up. Give it a couple more seconds. Okay. Then okay, so I tell you what. Look like a couple people want me to run it back. We're going to play it again because, see, this is what we need. We need our people giving each other responsible guidelines on how you deal with these situations. Now, of course, every situation is different. Sometimes you may not have time to talk. But if there is a situation where you can try to give a person a warning first, this is how you do it. So we're going to take this back. I want y'all to check this out. And we will get on further into the broadcast after the good brother runs this lesson back. Okay. All right. Let's see. Go right here.
But he had access to the gun and y'all went to training together. And y'all continuously get training. Could you see this being a tactic? Him come into the other door while mama's engaged in that. Hey, mama, let's go. Hey, not today, sir. Not today. I think that would have been back up. Back up. Mama, let's go. Let me ask you this question. How many black mothers would submit to the authority of their sons to save their life?
If I was trained, and as you told me, I probably would submit. But as now I'm not that trained, I wouldn't. I'd be like, who? I'm the mama. Okay, can we, how is that likely? You see what I'm saying? So here we go. No disrespect, but let's talk objective facts where it is. Since in our community, black women are seen to be the heads of most of the households. Can you submit to the authority of your trained son who's telling you, or even untrained, but I'll say trained because I got a lot of little kids that follow me on social media. So if a lot of little kids follow me on social media and they see me teaching this as an option, hey, sir, not today. Mama, let's go. Gee, run. How many black mamas would have sat there? Boy, if you don't put that goddamn gun down there, I'm like, fuck, I didn't teach. Now you getting in the way of your son trying to help you. That's true, though. That is so damn true. You ain't lying. You not lying, though.
You see what I'm saying? Here we go. Her son came to that door to help her. And she told him, go get in the car. So I know, without him even showing the gun, if she wouldn't let him even stand in the door, if he would have did this, mama, let's go. She'd have been trying to talk to him and discipline him instead of submitting to the will of her son to save her ass.
Yeah. And then, like you said, you made a crucial point. He told her, lady, shut the fuck up talking to me. Yeah, she went on. She went on. He sent me that. And he said that to me. She went on. She went on about 10 times. My cousin said she kept going on.
I sure got to take your class.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I would just meet myself in there when he would have said, you know what, baby, you know, can I go and buy your food? Thanks, you know, I appreciate that, but I'm good. Right. And then if I would have noticed he high or aggressive, let me go on to the car and I just come back and get my food. He lost it. But now my cousin said she was going hammer. He kept telling her, look, lady, stop talking to me like that.
And that
All right, family. So there's a responsible way on how you deal with that situation. To see, here's why you have to use careful discernment anytime that you deploy or exercise your Second Amendment rights. One, you do want the training to properly handle that weapon. Number two, if you have to draw down and actually have to use that weapon, you want to make sure you hit what you're aiming at. You don't want to hit innocent bystanders, things of that nature. So there is where you would give a warning if the situation allows for it, because there are situations where you may not have the time. Okay? So he was trying to give that example for how a young man in his position could handle that the right way. Now, if he would have did that, I'm going to give you my conjecture on it. Had the young brother, the 14-year-old son of Carlishia Hood here, had he did that way, being the dude was punk enough to swing on a woman, I guarantee you he would have backed down. I know he would have. He probably would have said a couple more words, but he would back the fuck away from that man mama. Guarantee you that. You see what I'm saying? So again, justice was served. And for those that don't know it, the sister's actually about to sue them. Now, I'm going to give my thoughts on this, okay? I'm glad those charges were dropped. Shouldn't have been charged in the first place. But one of the things that we must be aware of, being that area up there is Chicago, we don't know if that punk ass dude was gang affiliated or what have you. Okay, so if that's the case, I would rather see this sister and her son move somewhere safe, then handle the litigation as far as suing them, because they should be sued. This bullshit where they charging black people when it's clearly self-defense, that shit got to stop. So I hope that she does sue the shit out of them and win this lawsuit. I do. Because see, what these buck dancing incels and sambos don't realize is, in this country, for foundational black Americans, we've always had to force these people, the white supremacists, to produce justice and do the right thing. That requires action, not cowardice, okay? Like those punk ass incels just sitting up there trying to find a way to blame this mother and her son again. See, let me deal with another talking point that I heard them making, right? Let me give you another thing that I heard them talking about, all right? They talking about the whole single mother thing and all of that. Okay, let's go there with it. In that event, the next grown adult male in the house has to defend the household. That's just the way that is. Yes, I'm going there. Regardless of what her single mother situation was, that's her son. He's old enough to handle the weapon. Okay? The responsibility of protecting his mother and their household, okay, falls on him. Yeah, I said it. So just wanted to go ahead and get that shit out of the way, because I heard him running around saying that bullshit as well. See, some of these Negroes here, boy, they ain't no earthly good to us, family, at all. But I'm going to play this right here, and I'm going to let y'all hear what the sisters are planning to do, because I agree with it. She should sue the shit out of them. More black people need to start suing these people, man, when they wrongfully accuse us and we proven innocent. No, they should have to pay for that. I just wish the money was going to be coming out of the damn race soldier precinct, okay? That's who need to pay for it in every situation like this, okay? So I'm going to play this, and I want y'all to listen to what the sister Carlishia Hood is about to say about her next moves.
We begin. Good morning. And I'm just spelling my name, Ari, Attorney Ari Williams, A-R-I Williams, common spelling. Thank you all for being here today. I want to first thank the Cook County State's Attorney, Kim Fox, for doing the right thing and dismissing the charges. This is what justice looks like. I also want to acknowledge everyone who has been impacted by this in any way. To everyone who has supported Ms. Hood and her family through this trying time, we thank you. Yesterday, criminal charges of first-degree murder were dismissed against Ms. Hood and her 14-year-old son, rightfully so. Now that she is free, we think it is important that her story is told and that she is heard.
Hello, everyone. I'm Carlishia, Carlishia. Last name is Hood, Hood. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the support for me and my family. On June 18th of this year, my life changed. My son's life changed. I've experienced pain in many ways that I would never have thought, never. What happened to me was totally unnecessary. Never in a million years would I have imagined being brutally attacked, beaten, and then arrested. I am thankful that the Cook County State's Attorney dismissed the case. I am also thankful to have my son with me and by my side, and also his charges being dismissed. I thank my family for supporting me and the people all over the world. The people did not play. Yeah. And I just thank God everything was revealed. And just everybody who has been praying and rooting for us, I just thank God for them. That did not go unnoticed. You are all not forgotten. And we are praying for all the families affected by this horrible tragedy. I am now in the process of healing and putting my family's life back together. During this trying time, we ask if, we could please have space to rest and recover from this life-altering situation. And that you all continue to keep us in your prayers. In the near future, I will be able to respond to outpouring of support. Again, I just need a little time to heal and to just get my life back with my baby. Thank you all from the bottom of my heart.
Take your time, honey. Take your time. Take your time, baby.
That's it. Yeah, I know.
It's all right, Carly. It's all right, baby. You're strong. You're strong.
Oh, Jesus.
You're strong. God bless you. Yes.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Attorney Brandon Brown. That's Brandon, last name Brown, Brown. This morning, we filed a 4-count complaint on behalf of Carlishia Hood. This complaint is being filed against the City of Chicago and the defendant officers who were responsible for her arrest. The complaint contains counts of malicious prosecution, false arrest, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. We do not take what happened to Ms. Hood lightly, and we intend to pursue this lawsuit, and there will be additional lawsuits forthcoming. I want to add that Ms. Hood and myself, we recognize that there has been a life loss, and so we are praying for the family of this man who lost his life. I don't want that to be forgotten. We appreciate that lives were affected by this incident, and so we don't want to dilute or diminish that. However, Ms. Hood and her son, we believe were wronged, and we intend to pursue that. Ms. Hood is not going to be answering any direct questions. Myself and Attorney Williams will be answering a limited number of questions. However, once Ms. Hood has time, and keep in mind that Ms. Hood was just released yesterday afternoon, and so she needs time. But once she is able to process and reconnect with her family, she will present herself again, and we will make her available, but not right now. We're asking that you give her space. We understand that there have been a number of people going to her home, attempting to contact her at her home. We also recognize that there have been things going on in the World Wide Web that may not necessarily be genuine or without malice. Yes. And so we would ask each and every.
Now, I'm glad he pointed that part out because, see, as a brother that keeps attorneys on retainer just in case somebody tried, I believe in litigation. That means that after they get this situation squared away with Chicago, I'm going to tell you why this brother just said that. And he worded that very carefully because he can't say certain things yet. You don't ever give away your strategies as an attorney. But what's going to happen? Every last one of them damn media outlets that went with that lie about she texted her son and told him to bring the gun and, he ran out there and tried to shoot him down and tried to shoot the girlfriend, your ass finna be hit with libel and slander. See, they should know better than that. Because, see, if there's no documented police report verifying any of that, get that motherfucking bag. You damn right. See, you got to be careful with your mouth when you start lying and you attach to a media outlet. They should know better than that. But see, what they thought was going to happen, this is where the importance of the grassroots community comes in at. They thought that, okay, it's Chicago. We can give this city a bad rap. Every black person in Chicago is a gang member, this, that, the third. We can get away with it. Ain't nobody going to stand up. Every one of us that raised our voices to come to this sister's aid, we're responsible for helping get this outcome. You see what I'm saying? And see, I'm going to address one more thing. The one reason why I was saying that the sister should consider moving, because I want to be thorough with what I'm saying, okay? But the sister that was saying she don't think she should move, most people agree. I want you to hear me very carefully. Again, we don't know if Jeremy Brown was in some type of gang. If he was, listen to me. She's outnumbered, okay? So yes, if that's the case, and they call themselves trying to retaliate, it would be strategically wise for the sister to move, but we don't know that yet. I'm saying, if that's the case, you don't sit there in a disadvantageous situation trying to prove something to somebody if you're outnumbered. But I agree, she needs to sue. I can't wait till we hear the outcome of that. I will come back and follow up on it when they get everything set in order, because they definitely need to get every one of these media outlets that ran with that shit. And I'm going to tell you something else I want to see happen. To you clowns on here with these large channels that went with that shit, talking about that boy ran down there and tried to stalk the guy down and shot him multiple times, and she texted him to go get the gun. I hope she sue your ass too. Oh yes, I hope she give your ass the Cardi B, Tasha K treatment. Yes, I do. Because you sit up here and you want to parrot what the white media say, you need to get the same punishment they get. So that's what the brother was meaning when he said that. Let's let him continue.
One of you out there to keep this family in your prayers, protect this family. Yes. Protect this family, and I have good reason to believe that they need protection. And with that, we would open it up to any questions.
When was the suit filed?
The lawsuit was filed this morning.
Where?
In the Circuit Court of Cook County.
And legal argument, I mean, presumably police went to the state's attorney's office for felony review for this case?
That is correct.
Got that approved? So
well,
what would the legal argument be that police shouldn't have arrested him?
Well, that'll be something that we'll address in the near future. But that'll be something that we'll address in the near future.
I imagine it's addressed in the lawsuit, though. So
can you talk a little bit about the way this played out? So the police had put out some video of her to turn herself in. So with that said, the police would have had to have seen her get hurt or beaten at that point. So then there's this time in between that and this viral video where we're hearing from the state's attorney, more evidence was presented over the weekend. We assume that that's the viral video, but we also know that police had some kind of video in their possession to even put out a picture or an image of her to turn herself in. So is the crux of this that there was a rush to charge? There was. Can you kind of explain that?
Yes, it was an obvious rush to judgment.
But they would have seen this video and seen her being beaten. So
absolutely.
I mean, right?
Absolutely.
Right. why find no fault with the state's attorney's office in terms of charging her?
Well, again, we want to thank State's Attorney Kim Foxx for doing the right thing and dismissing the charges. With respect to our complaint, it is a legally viable complaint. It is rooted in the law. We understand that the concerns that people may have about the process, and we certainly share those concerns. But right now, I think it's short-sighted to take that direction, and we will, upon further investigation, we may be able to better answer that question.
So what do you believe the police did in her case, if you were to spell it out?
Right, it's in our complaint, and so we have copies here of the complaint.
Can you say it on camera?
Yeah.
What did the police do when they took her into custody? What did they do?
That's what they did. They wrongfully arrested her, and I don't want to go into great detail, and you don't have to be a lawyer to appreciate and recognize that when a woman is violently attacked by a man, an unarmed woman, that she shouldn't be arrested. And if any one of you were to replace Carlishia Hood with your mother, with your sister, with your daughter, if your mother or sister or daughter were attacked in a restaurant when she's trying to order a cheeseburger, would you expect that she would be arrested? What would you do in that situation? And so if anyone can draw any other logical conclusion from that other than that she should not be arrested, I think you understand where our lawsuit is coming from and what it's rooted in.
Why not? When that there's no defending what the deceased did before the shooting, but when that altercation is happening, why not leave rather than text your son to come into the restaurant?
So we're not going to answer that. We're not going to answer that question.
Oh yeah, see, that would let me know that exactly what I said is coming. Defamation, libel, and slander is coming. The reason why he said we're not going to answer that question, because he know he finna get this sister paid. I'm glad she's alive and save her and her son, but oh yeah, she finna get to the bag. Because see, let me tell you something about legal counsel here, okay? Sister said it in the chat room. Anytime you in a situation dealing with legalities or what have you, don't listen to them talking about you don't need an attorney. You always lawyer up and let your lawyer do the talking. Close your mouth. They gonna brief you before y'all even go in front of press or anybody. They're gonna hey, listen, you let them call me, okay? You got an attorney and they let you do the talking, you need to fire that motherfucker. They ain't worth two dead flies, okay? But see, the reason why this is very important, that this press briefing happened, this dummy here in the press asked that question, I'm gonna give you a snippet of what's gonna happen when they get ready to file that. He gonna pull this too and be like, yeah, see, they were slandering my client in the media here. You see, she was asked about something that didn't occur, because see, nowhere on video would they have that. There's only one video where you could have gotten her texting her son to come in and get it. We reviewed that. All of us that have two eyes right here with sight, okay? Even if we wearing glasses, we could see that shit did not occur. Oh, it's a wrap. Oh, it's a wrap. Yeah, I'm gonna let the brother get back to continue. I just want to point that part out for y'all.
That'll be something that'll come out later.
And I know. The scene but not stay for police.
Sorry.
Why did Ms. Hood leave the scene but not stay for police?
So there's video of this, right? So we don't have to go into great detail. There's video that goes over the actual attack and how it transpired, right? So again, as Brandon said, if you put yourself in that situation and you see how fast everything happened, I think you can draw a reasonable inference to that question.
And I want you to understand one thing, because see, like the sister just said, we all saw the video. Same video. Here's where white supremacy comes in at. Remember what I said about repeating a lie over and over, long enough and loud enough, and hoping it becomes the truth? Even when you have video with these people, clearly disproving the narrative, white supremacy says, keep telling the lie, keep telling the lie, keep telling the lie, keep telling the lie. You see what I'm saying? See, when you hear those of us in New Black Media Space over here talking about being on code and the importance of it, this is what we're talking about right here. They don't let up even when you can disprove them on video. You understand me? Even when you can disprove them on video, you keep hearing both of them. Telling a lie, keep telling a lie. You see what I'm saying? This is why it's important for us to get on code, family, and stay on code, because they're going to ride for their people good, bad, right, wrong, or indifferent, okay? So we definitely have to be on code when it comes to producing justice. Let it continue.
What would your answer be to that question?
My answer is to look at the video surrounding it. It's clear. It's clear how you see an argument. You see everything on the video. I mean, I'm not seeing anything that you aren't seeing. And so you see how it transpired from this to this to this in an instant. And an individual that goes in there that don't know, that didn't plan for this to happen, that had no want for this to happen. There's many things that can go through that individual's mind. And her state of mind, I can't tell you that right now. But we're asking you to look at it from a viewer and to come up with a reasonable inference. And yeah, we have a lawsuit pending.
Ms. Williams,
and things will go over in the lawsuit.
What was the fight over in line?
Nothing. She was beaten for nothing.
Well, of course, I mean, nothing would.
But it wasn't a fight.
What's that?
It just wasn't a fight.
And see, let me point something else out here. Because see, what I like to teach you all, when you see these white supremacists in the media dealing with our people, I want you to pay attention to how the white supremacist report over there kept saying, well, what started the fight? That was not a fight. That was an assault. It was not a fight. It was an assault. Carlishia Hood was assaulted. She didn't put her hands on nobody. She didn't threaten nobody. Okay? She wasn't armed. She was assaulted. There was no fight. Because see, words matter. They're trying to imply that she was going back and forth with him. That's a fight. Two parties fighting each other, going back and forth. There was no fight. But see, I'm going to tell you something, family. And I want all the sisters in here to pay attention to this. You better teach your daughters this as well. Particularly in the eyes of the white supremacists, you're not women. You're not girls. You're not women or girls. No, they look at you as less than human. Because see, I guarantee you, had Carlishia Hood been Christina Hood, okay, little white woman, it wouldn't be talking about what happened with the fight. They would have been, oh, you were so assaulted. They would have been so sympathetic. They wouldn't be running none of this line of questioning. You see what I'm saying? See, a lot of these butt dancers and sambos that's been covering this, they ain't gonna give you this kind of breakdown because they hate black people. They just as much anti-black racists as the white supremacists. They're little pets of white supremacy, as I call them, okay? So that's the part I want to point out. I want y'all to pay attention to the rest of this line of questioning, though, because see, again, this is an example of how they stay on code with systematic white supremacy in America when it comes to black people.
Did he start the conversation with her? Was he telling her to get out of line? I mean, we pick up a little bit of what happened, but I guess a lot of people are trying to figure out how did it build up to him hitting her?
Miss Hood doesn't even understand how it built up. It was unnecessary. It was a vicious attack for no reason.
Yes, I would like to know, you said that there might be some other charges in the future. I was wondering, the excessive bond, $3 billion, a definite rush to judgment, and there was a number of other kind of charges, manslaughter, second-degree murder, all kinds of charges. I just find that very difficult to wrap my brain about any of this, especially for a person who has a clean record. I mean, she didn't have all these criminal charges that the other, that kind of bail. I'm just wondering, what was the state's attorney thinking? What was the judge thinking when they could just come up with something so ridiculous? $3 million. They don't get $3 million when they mow down 9 people in a church. So these other people, I've heard, because I haven't seen the video, only the snippets that's been on TV, but I've heard people talking about extra security in that store. If you're the next...
Now, I'm going to pause it right quick because the sister here, the reporter that's asking these questions, she brought up a very good point. They won't even set $3 million bail for the likes of Dylan Roof, okay? The likes of that piece of shit that killed our brothers and sisters up there in Buffalo, okay? Peyton Gendron. And see, let me answer the question for the sister. She said, well, she doesn't understand where it come from. How could they do it? And the sister has a clean record. Well, when you black in America, nah, that's guilty to the white supremacists. You are automatically guilty. Oh, ain't nothing clean about you if you're a black person in America, okay? Because see, all you have to do is look up how anytime a situation happens with their people, they start pulling up the criminal history of the victim that the white supremacists killed. Case in point, look no further than the situation with Daniel Penny that killed our brother up there in New York, okay? Look no further than that. What did they start doing with that brother? Remember? They started going into his background, okay? Jordan Neely this. Oh, Jordan, he was a problem. He been arrested this many times, that many times. You see what I'm saying? They always put the victim on trial when you're black, okay? If a situation where involving you in the dominant society, no matter how wrong they are, another situation where we see that was clearly Daniel Penny should be charged with first-degree murder, okay? That's who should be charged with first-degree murder. You get up out your seat to sneak up behind a black man and did nothing to you and threatened you. He's not armed. You can't say you fear for your life when you were threatened because you had to sneak up behind him and then you choked him to death. What's more first-degree murder than that? You can't say that you didn't understand you were going to kill him because people was telling you, you keep up, man, you're going to kill him. But see, they ain't going to hit him with first-degree murder, though. You see what I'm saying? So see, kudos to that elder reporter in the audience there. Because see, she's the only one that asking any type of sensible questions. And boy, I know the white supremacists in the crowd do not like that. Let's let it continue.
Person in line, you're giving your money to somebody. And that person that you gave the money to, what was wrong with him that he could accept your money? He can't say, hey, look, guys, we got a line here.
I think the overall answer to your question, there are many things that were rushed in this case. There are many things that shouldn't have happened, and we agree with that. And we're thankful that the Cook County State's Attorney dismissed the charge and that she is now free. She doesn't have to worry about posting that $3 million bail, and she doesn't have to worry about those charges.
Yeah, I had a question back there. First, thank you for doing this. For you, I know this healing process is going to start, and you guys can answer this because I know she's not going to speak, but like the community is wondering, you see this on social media, everybody's saying, what's next for them? Is 14-year-olds going to get therapy? Like, what's happening? I know it's only a day since you've been out, but if you guys can get into that, and then also people are concerned about, retaliation, things like that, with all of this happening. What do you say to that?
Well, as far as the family getting help, we don't want to go into that, but I can assure you that they will be getting help and assistance, and we have received countless contacts for people wanting to help. So thank you for that question. As far as the threats and retaliation, that have been going out, we are aware of those threats. And again, we talked about it earlier. We're asking that you keep this family in prayer. We're asking that this family be prayed for, that they be protected. I think one of the things that I don't want to fail to mention is the number of people in this community, in our community, throughout the city of Chicago, fathers, mothers, sons, daughters, grandfathers, they are with this family. And I strongly and I truly believe that this community is going to protect this family. And so any threats being made against this family is being made against the entire city of Chicago and the entire black community. And so I while we're praying for the family and we understand that people are hurt, I think it should be noted and known that this community, this city has stood up for this family and stood up for this woman and her son. I don't want to go too deep and say the wrong thing, but should the fathers and sons of of our community, of the black community, to come together, it's a sleeping giant. And so I know we have many members from the church community here. We are, again, we join everyone in prayer.
I'm going to pause the brother right there because, see, I'm going to tell you two people that's up there in that area. In fact, the business, I'm going to take it upon myself to see if I can reach out to them two brothers. As far as the sister needing some protection, there's an activist up there named King Rick and our good brother Tyrone Muhammad. Oh, yeah, they'll be glad to make sure that sister got all the protection she needs. Okay, they're definitely in place to do that. I'm going to have to reach out to them because they might already be on it. I already know those brothers probably already on that situation. But just in case, I'm going to reach out. Because, see, one thing that this brother just said that I do agree with definitely, not only is Chicago, the black community of Chicago behind them, all of us are behind that sister. Because that could have been any one of our people, okay? Could have been any one of our people. Anyone. So if we want that same help and support, we can't do no less than support our people like Carlishia Hood and her son when we see things like this that happen to them by low-life degenerate cowards, okay? So, yeah, I'm going to take it upon myself to see if those brothers have gotten involved or not. If I find out, I'll report that and let you all know that. But, yeah, she's not alone. She's not alone. So, yeah, let's let them continue.
But we will pray for those who would threaten harm against our brothers and sisters.
Will there be any victims' compensation sought? And I would like to add, please do not post the children's pictures. I mean, that's just the media blurred out one of my nephew's pictures, but people were doing it. So I was just asking, even on my social media, do not post the children's pictures because that endangers them further. The victims' compensation.
That's something that's still under consideration. Okay. We're not at a position.
What would you say to people who may not be familiar with the legal particulars of this case? What would you say to people who feel like, why a lawsuit? Why not just walk away? The case got dismissed. What would you say to those people who feel like the dismissal should be enough in terms of recompense?
See, I got to interject here because let me tell you why this bastard asked that question. Emily, these white supremacists want us to be treated like we were during the days of Jim Crow and coming off the plantations. Oh, well, the charges were dismissed. Just go ahead. No. We're not just going to accept that when that happens to anybody in our community, okay? You don't get to practice injustice and there not be a penalty for it. You shouldn't have arrested this sister. She shouldn't have been charged. You fucked up. Now you're going to pay for it. That's why. I just want to throw that in there because, see, I want you all to recognize, all of us in New Black Media Space, we want you to recognize the white supremacy in the media when you hear it being projected towards our people. I had to take the time to point that out. Let's let it continue.
Yes. Well, certainly the position is appreciated. I guess I would say put yourself or your mother or your sister or your daughter in those shoes. And it's simply not good enough for a woman of the community. And keep in mind, we're not going to go into the details of Miss Hood, but this is an upstanding citizen. She is a servant. She is a steward of this city. She was brutally attacked and she was arrested and she shouldn't have done an hour in jail.
My name
So
being tarnished.
Put yourself in that situation.
Everything I worked hard for being tarnished.
So that's what we would say to them.
I know you said it's in the complaint, but so we have it on tape. Prosecutors approve these charges. You have a homicide. The people responsible left the scene of that homicide. What did the police do wrong in arresting Ms. Hood?
We're going to direct all questions as to the substance of the litigation to the complaint. Again, as we've mentioned, we will represent.
Look how these white supremacists keep badgering that line of what did the police do wrong as far as the arrest. You see that? Notice they don't ever ask their people these questions. They don't. They hated to go and arrest Daniel Penny. Look how long it take them to arrest their people when they kill a black person. You don't hear none of these questions. Told y'all, man. I brought this to y'all tonight because I wanted you to see just how anti-black racist the media is in these situations. See, just because the charges have been dropped, That doesn't mean we take our eye off of this. We got to make sure our people are good all the way around. Because again, I want that sister to win the several lawsuits that they probably got coming up. Oh, but these goofy media outlets. See, I already know what these media outlets finna start doing. They're not dumb. Since they thought it was going to go one way, since the city of Chicago in the media, they always using that as a white supremacist conservative talking point. Chicago. They running around trying to pull down that footage and stuff where they said that I already know how these weasels act. Oh, but the internet is forever. Oh, it's too late for that. We got you on record. I've seen several of them up there. Oh, the text messages. Oh, he came out hunting the guy down and tried to kill the girl. Yeah, it's too late now. Yeah, you finna pay for that. And rightly so.
Ms. Hood at a later date, but as far as anything to the substance of the complaint, we ask that you review the complaint. We lay out our version of the facts and the legal arguments in the complaint. We think it's sufficient and substantial. And any questions that you have, we'd ask that you review the complaint first. What we don't want to do is have a nuanced legal discussion here at a press conference. While I appreciate that everyone here is sophisticated, we would never leave if I broke down the legal detail and the legal nuance of how what the law is for malicious prosecution and false arrest in the state of Illinois. So please, we ask that you just take the complaint as sufficient, and at a later date we can talk further about it.
Do you have an answer from the attorney's office about why initially the charges came down, since if you look at the video you're explaining that she's the victim in this, so where is the basis of the charges to begin with? What was incriminating about it?
Yes, I think the video speaks for itself. I think everybody saw the video. The entire country has seen the video. We, as we have mentioned, we thank the state's attorney's office for doing the right thing and dismissing the charges. And unless...
but why were they filed in the first place?
That's something...
Attorney Fox was personally involved in this? How did she know? What did she do?
So, again, we want to thank the Cook County State's Attorney's Office for dismissing the charges. I think now is a good time to wrap up the press conference. We thank you for your questions. No more questions. We thank you for your questions.
So what if that viral video never surfaced? Do you think the charges would have been dropped?
We thank you for your questions. We thank you for your time. I want to be considerate to my client. This was a great sacrifice and a tremendous effort for her to be here today before you. And so we're not going to take any more questions. Her family is here as well. I think now is a good time to conclude. Thank you.
Yes, thank you for being here.
We want to thank you all for coming. We'll make sure everybody get a copy of the complaint.
So there you have it, family. And see, the reason why I let that play, especially at the end, for those of you that don't have attorneys on retainer, okay, you need to consider that. I played it at the end because I want you to see what a good attorney, especially a good black attorney, does. You saw how he wrapped that up when they kept on trying to do that, and he said, okay, I see what you're going to do. I done told y'all to refer to the complaint, but you ain't going to listen? All right, cool. This end the press conference right here. That's what happens right there, okay? So I just wanted to take the time to address that here, family, because, see, I'm going to tell you something. To that piece of shit, and may he rest in peace, Jeremy Brown, I have no sympathy for him or anybody like it. This is what you did, buddy. Yeah, this is what you did. See, Yoda has some words of advice for you. You know, he letting you and your other little homies out there like to run around and put your hands on women. Around you, fuck. Found out you did. Yes, you did. Oh, yes. Your ass got hit with the force, and you deserved it. Yeah, see, I'm going to show you something else he got hit with. He went in there for a combo, but he ain't come out with the combo he wanted. You know what combo he came out with? Oh, yeah, I'm going here with it. You damn right, because I can't stand bastards that do this. This is the combo he came out with.
Ultra Combo! Ultra Combo!
Yeah, that's the combo he came out with. Damn right. You got that ultra combo put on your ass. Now you taking the dirt now where you belong, you fucking coward, you. I hate motherfuckers like that. Yeah, family. So I just wanted to take the time to go ahead and debunk all that foolishness. If you hear anybody else talking that crap, I hope they keep talking too. Especially you big chums. Woo-hoo. If you don't think that you can get the Cardi B, Tasha K treatment, keep talking. Don't worry, because she seems to have very competent legal counsel from what I just saw. Oh, yeah, they going to get your ass too. You going to have to go ahead and cop for some dollars. Oh, yeah, so keep talking. So to the rest of you, if you want a thorough debunking, just review this broadcast right here. Everything I covered from where the shell casings, okay? No text messages or none of that. Everything. I think I was very thorough on that here tonight. So the last thing I'm going to encourage you all to do, sisters, this is why you need to practice your Second Amendment rights. I want all of our people to practice them, especially you sisters. And if you need a secondary deterrent, you know what I'm finna drop in. Y'all know what I'm finna drop in here, don't you? Yeah, I see y'all in the lab. Hey, you know me, man. I'm gonna give them the business, man, when they ain't worth a damn. I got to do it. I'm gonna put a couple of links in here that you should get as a secondary deterrent. All right. And let me go up and get this other one here. We'll put this in here as well. All right. The second one that I put in there, it's a Lancer Tactical Scorpion. It is a pepper ball gun. Okay. So for those of you that are still skittish about handling firearms, that bear spray and that pepper ball gun, hey, those are good secondary deterrents. Okay. I prefer the real thing, but I get it. Everybody is not as comfortable with firearms as I am, but there are some secondary options for you. So family, I think with that said, we're going to go ahead and get ready to conclude the broadcast here tonight. Thank you for everybody that contributed anonymously or anybody that contributes to the broadcast. After it's over, of course, I will list your names on the community tab. That's something I like to do. We try to bring you valid, current, relevant information over here that you can put into practical use. With that said, protect yourselves at all times. Salute to everybody. Black first. I will see you all in future content.